What's going on, guys? Tempo Trades here. Today we're going to be going over my setups from this week. I made about $10,000, a little over that actually, from all these setups. So I'm going to go over them, give you my thoughts, some details, and let's get straight into it. All right, so here's the setup from July 29th. As you could see, this, I told you this is my bread and butter, and I called this live in the Discord, right? So if you want to join, links in the bio. Call out banger plays every single day. For this one right here, it's pretty simple, man. We have ES on the right and Q on the left. As you can see, I marked out the London low. These overnight lows are one of my key confluences, and I wait for these sweeps to happen every single day because they often lead to reversals. So ES came down, took out the London low, and then if you look on NQ, the same exact low, NQ did not, right? Once I saw these bullish candles at the sweep point from NQ, I knew that this SMT would hold. That's kind of what gave me the conviction that the SMT was going to hold. And this is a nice and obvious gap. It's not too big. It's not too small. It's just good enough to where if we do inverse it, I'm confident that the buy model will happen. So you could enter right here on the close. I entered a little early in this situation, a couple points early, and we rode that all the way up to pre-market high for a nice 70 to 80 point win right there. So again, main confluence is here is just the London low sweep from ES creating this SMT, and the bullish momentum gave me conviction that the SMT would hold, and we had a clear draw, which was pre-market high. All right, so setup number 2 was not as glorious as setup number 1, but still, you know, created some base hits. We had $500 per account times 3, so we made $1,500 on this trade here. Again, same thing. This shit happens every single day, guys. We come down, we take out London. We get some instant bullish reactions once we take out London. A nice big gap once again. I enter right here on the close of the 1 minute, and then first TP hits. I think that's 37 points. So first TP hit at 37 points, and unfortunately we got a reaction at this swing high, and it took me out at break even. But I mean, 37 points, we'll take that all day, every day, and not every day is going to be an 80-point banger, right? We just need to make sure we're green every day and let that snowball. So that was Tuesday. All right, now we have Wednesday here. Wednesday was another pretty solid day. We have $1,200 times our 3 funded accounts, so that would be a $3,600 day. As we could see right here, NQ had one of the price signatures I'm really enjoying lately, which is the liquidity sweep with the fair value gap rejection, right? I'm finding that when I see a sweep combined with a tap into an imbalance that goes the other way and forms an inverse, that just gives me more conviction and more confluence, and the quality of the setup becomes better. So on NQ here, we had the sweep, tapped into this gap and rejected, and we didn't have any gaps to inverse on NQ. So for a rare situation, I actually switched over to ES, and even though this was a very tiny gap and not as big as I would like it to be, we just had the bullish reaction and the momentum. It was so good that I couldn't resist. I took this on ES here, and this one went 16 points all the way back up to this high, and you know, no drawdown actually, like literally no drawdown. I mean, if you enter here, it was just straight up. So again, this was Wednesday's trade, and that's what it made me per account. All right, so Thursday was a red day. And, you know, I don't want to come on here and claim I'm some sort of, you know, god trader or something. Like, I'm just like you guys, man. I found a profitable model. I found something that worked with my personality. And now, in order to preserve that edge, you need to take good setups, not overtrade, and use good risk management, right? So we had here, again, for one of the 3rd or 4th days in a row, we waited for our London low to be swept for the reversal. Unfortunately, right here, we did something weird where we came down and we didn't sweep London low. We actually created equal lows, right? But we still got the same reversal price, like signature and price. We got the same pattern or movement that we look for when we swept. So right here, I entered on a combine, and this ended up going 140 points, right? And a lot of people in my chat were tilted and had FOMO. And, you know, it was tough because right here, if we just enter on a funded account, we're easily up $1,000 per account right here, just on this many points alone. So what did I do? I said, you know, it's tough. We should have took that trade. We were looking for it all morning. I'm going to take one more trade if it's a great A+ setup. If it fails, and I'll be done for the day. And that's exactly what happened. So right here, as you can see, we created the equal lows. We went up 140 points. We didn't even sweep London high, which is odd, but we came back down. We finally swept London low for real. and then we got our bullish momentum we like to see. We sliced through this gap within one candle. Love to see that. We swept London low. We're in premium of the range. So again, this checks all my boxes. We entered on this close right here, and this one ended up being a loss, right? And because I risked, you know, I had good risk management, this didn't hurt me too bad, right? All of the wins from earlier in the week, this barely made a dent in those wins. So, and I didn't overtrade. I didn't get emotional. I didn't take 3 to 4 more losers after this. I literally took this L, chalked it up, and went on to the next day. And that's something that's really, really important if you want to preserve your prop firm accounts. So this was a loss, but again, I'm fine with this loss. I take this win, you know, almost every day, a couple times a week, and it makes me a ton of money. So when it does lose once in a while, I'm fine with it. All right, and last but not least, we have Friday, which was my best day of the week. This was actually ×4 accounts because, as you could see on Wednesday or Thursday, excuse me, we passed an account, right? So now this is ×4 top-step accounts. So this is a little over $7,000 on this trade alone, and something similar actually ended up happening, right? So we have our sweep here. This is not a London sweep. This was just, you know, this was just a pre-market sweep with good reactions, so I decided to give it a shot. As you can see here, we swept this low right here. On the left, you actually can't see it. Let me move my thing. So we swept this low right here, and then I'll move it back. And we formed some bullish reactions, and we did the same exact sweep on ES. So what I did was I entered on this close. First TP was at the obvious swing high right here, which was about 50 points in profit. And then we let our runners ride to the data highs. Now, I'm going to put a screenshot on the screen. You could see I had my limit at like 76150. And again, we create equal highs at this important liquidity area. So with having the previous day in mind, having the previous situation in mind earlier in the week, I knew that there was in the markets being weird, there could be another situation where we actually come a tick or two from sweeping this and we just dump all the way back to my entry. So once I saw that on this candle or the next 30-second candle, once I saw the rejections, I just got out. I left $500 on the table per account, which is $2,000. So kind of tough, but in actuality, this did end up dumping. It did come back to my entry. So I made the best possible play. It just kind of sucks that, you know, I didn't get the full TP, but the markets have been weird. The markets have been super volatile lately, and that's something a trader needs to look out for. They need to adapt. You need to adapt to every single market condition because what's happening in August may not happen in December, right? So those are my 5 setups from this week, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Again, these IFEG setups made me $10,000, and I don't overcomplicate it. I try to look for the same setups every day. I look for the same confluences every day. And as long as you have good risk management and you try to take 1 to 2 quality setups, you're going to be green at the end of the week. You're going to be green at the end of the month. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. Leave a comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.